Of the Bhisho massacre, when 28 protesters and one soldier were shot and killed in a protest demanding free political activity in the then former Ciskei homeland, as well as the removal of its leader, Oupa Gqozo. The march was led by the late SACP Secretary Hani, our current Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, and ANC stalwart Ronnie Kasrils. Our reporter Busisiwe Jemsana is in Ginsberg, where some of the victims were buried. Good afternoon to you, Busisiwe. Give us an update from the ground.
Good afternoon to you too, Francis. We've just come from Ginsberg, where some of the victims were buried. The provincial government and the families laid a wreath there in commemoration of the fallen heroes. Now we are in Bhisho, the Bhisho Stadium, which is the center of remembrance for the fallen heroes. Right behind me, Francis, is a center where all will be documented from what happened, how many people died, how many were injured. It has been built, 50 million rand that has been spent to build this center. Whilst we were inside, we were told that the aims are to make sure that they incorporate and they involve the families of the victims and those who were injured. You'd remember over 200 people were injured, Francis. And right now I'm standing with the two that were part of the march that are survivors of the march. Boise, Ngona, you were shot on your chest that fateful day. What does this day mean to you?
Hey, this day to me, it's a day of sadness. It's a day of sorrow, but nevertheless, the thing that we will fight for, but the freedom of speech, the freedom of movement, we gain that. But there is another thing that we want the government to do for us. We need government to give us to build us a house, to provide us with a job, to provide the education for our children, to provide the health, because some of us, we need to go to the doctors, especially the special doctors, so that they can examine our injuries. Because right now, when I'm talking with you, I still feel the pain on my arm. Thank you.
Mr. Ngona, hopefully your answers or the government will answer to that call, but we know that promises have been made as this commemoration have been done in the past few years. But I'll let Mr. Mafa to answer that. Mr. Ndembeko Mafa, this day to you, 25 years ago, it would seem as if it is something that happened a long time ago, but to you, who is in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, I'm sure it is something that you remember, that it's something that happened yesterday. You were saying also that you want the government to intervene to make sure that your health, welfare, your bursaries for your children, your built houses, these promises have been made. Do you think there's a chance that they will be fulfilled?
Yes, indeed. I still hope that they will do something, in order to improve the lives of us, the victims of the massacre, as well as other victims of our revolution, of our struggle. There are a lot of people out there who are still struggling, who took part and participated in our revolution, in our struggle. But today, you will find out that they are still suffering, Life is still difficult. That is why we would like to make a call to our government to intervene in a real way, because we are still suffering. We are still in poverty, unemployed, and experiencing a lot of difficulties. Yes.
And talking about struggle, nobody knows the struggle more than you, as your life changed 25 years ago and you're going to be wheelchair bound for the rest of your life. Does this day have any impact on you, any significant impact?
Yes, indeed. Because we remember those fallen heroes and heroines of our struggle, who fall within our struggle, who never had that opportunity of being honored, honored in such a way. To us, it is a special moment. But to those, the forgotten ones, it is a sad story. It's quite pathetic, why they are not given such a status. I think they deserve to be given that honor as well, because so many people of our country suffer and endured so much pain and suffering, fighting the apartheid system, being part and parcel of our struggle.
Lastly, Mr. Mafa, do you regret taking part in that march?
Not at all. Not at all. It was a sacrifice that me and other comrades did. I'm not the only one. There's countless of our people who sacrificed a lot to our struggle.
Thank you so much for your time. That was Ntembeko Mafa, who is a victim who was shot in his spinal cord. From that day, the 7th of September, 25 years ago, in 1992, his life changed. He is now wheelchair bound. But Francis, he does not regret taking part in that march, saying it was for the good, for the benefit of the country at large. From here, the political leaders, the provincial leadership, and the families of the victims and the people of the Eastern Cape at large are now gathered at the Victoria Ground Stadium, where the Premier of the Eastern Cape is expected to give a keynote address there. From now, it is back to you in studio.
Thank you so much, Busisiwe Jemsana, and very moving remembrances there. All right, a high-level delegation